Thank you for watching this regional forecast for the Canadian Prairie. I'm Andrew Pritchard, meteorologist with Nutrien Ag Solutions. Temperatures over the next 5 to 10 days continuing to go over some fluctuations and different feelings if you're in the west versus the east. As you head off toward the west, we'll see some warmer temperatures across portions of Calgary into south and west Saskatchewan. As you head off toward the east, cooler temperatures across Manitoba, and we're headed to a cooler pattern overall as we head into the middle part of February. We have a few opportunities for some snow across the prairie, again, primarily off toward the west. We're looking at the heaviest snow falling across the Front Range here across southwest Alberta, but also watching a corridor here late week into next weekend from northern Alberta into central and western Saskatchewan. Elsewhere, at least the opportunity for around a trace to 4 or 5 centimeters of snow here as we watch clippers come up over the top of the ridge over the Pacific Ocean. Now, looking at the satellite picture here on Friday morning, you can see the flow of the jet stream coming over the top of that ridge, screaming through British Columbia and the Pacific Northwest, and then little clippers riding up over the top of that, delivering snow primarily to western and southern portions of Alberta as we head through the next 3 days or so, but then again seeing that swath across portions of northern Alberta into central and western Saskatchewan late in the week. So you look at the radar picture here on Friday morning, some light snow flurries making their way through southern portions of the prairie, across southern Alberta, southern Saskatchewan, even some light snow flurries between Grand Prairie and Edmonton as we get the day started. Now, looking at the high-resolution Canadian precip model here, we'll keep things pretty quiet as we head through the weekend. The best spot for snow is going to be again across portions of southern and western Alberta, and then along the U.S. and Saskatchewan border as the storm system makes its way through this region overnight Friday into Saturday morning. Total snow from that system, again, north of 10 inches or 10 centimeters of snow, 10 to 15, again across southern and western portions of Saskatchewan or Alberta. And then, yes, southern portions of Saskatchewan is down toward the U.S. border with Montana, anywhere from a trace to maybe 4 or 5 centimeters of snow. Northward, where we're seeing some of those snow flurries, generally looking at accumulations less than a centimeter, a trace or a light dusting across the rest of Saskatchewan into Manitoba. Now, as we take a look at the jet stream, again, watching flow splitting around the area of high pressure across the Pacific Ocean. We're watching a train of little clipper systems making their way through the Gulf of Alaska into the Canadian Prairie. A very active subtropical jet stream driving heavy precipitation across portions of the U.S. as well. As we see this trough begin to kind of deepen heading into the middle part of February, that's when we could bring in some cooler temperatures, but we'll leave details on that little cold air outbreak and that heavier snow potential late next week for some of our forecasts early next week. Looking at the next 7 days or so, taking a wider look, again, just understanding the pattern flowing around the top of that ridge here across the Pacific Ocean. Time out some of the events here, some of the little systems making their way through. Again, watching some of those flurries here through the day on Friday. That potential for some heavier snow across south and western Alberta as we head through the overnight hours into Saturday morning. And then as we talk about the border between Saskatchewan and Montana, that's where we could see that snow lingering into the middle part of the afternoon or evening hours on Saturday. Quiet then as we head into Sunday, a quiet start to the next week, quiet even into Monday, except across portions of southern and western Alberta where we could see some very light snow flurries. The next big system comes swinging through as we get into the end of the week, starting around Tuesday and Wednesday. See a little clipper make its way through central portions of the prairie, and then a more well-defined storm system perhaps as we get into the weekend. So some total snow forecasts here, taking it all the way just through the next 5 days. So I'm going to leave next weekend's potential heavier snow producer across this region off the map. We're looking at total snow accumulation here through Wednesday evening. And again, that corridor right here along and north of Highway 16, that's where we see the potential once again for 5 to 10 centimeters of snow. And then again, that southern corridor here from southern Alberta into the U.S. and Saskatchewan border. That's where we could see anywhere from 10 to 15 centimeters of snow as well. Elsewhere, not looking completely dry, but probably talking more like a trace to a light coating or a dusting over the next 5 days. Just finishing up with some high temperatures here over the next few days. Again, warming up as we talk about areas off to the west. Calgary seeing those positive high temperatures, 3 to 5 degrees, even as we head into the middle part of next week. It's not until we get into around February 14th and 15th we see those cooler temperatures make their way in. Similar look in Edmonton, above freezing as we head through the weekend and into early next week. Saskatoon, the same look, a little bit cooler though as you head off toward the east. Those highs not quite reaching the freezing mark as we head through the weekend into early next week, and then seeing those highs down to negative 15. Similar look in Regina. And then Winnipeg off to the east, cooler still. The warmest days here Monday and Tuesday, a high temperature around negative 6, and then cooling back off into the negative 15 range for our highs as we head into the middle and later part of next week.